It's a Friday night in downtown Cleveland, Ohio. You're looking at Quicken Loans Arena, right next to the home of the Cleveland Indians, Progressive Field. They're getting ready for opening day in Major League Baseball. They're on the road right now. The Pacers and the Cleveland Cavaliers tonight. It was rainy here in northeastern Ohio during the day, but that has not stopped a big crowd from coming in to Quicken Loans Arena tonight. For the Indiana Pacers, their starting lineup, a very successful lineup here, winning 8 of the last 10. Danny Granger and Troy Murphy are the forwards. Roy Hibbert's in the middle. Brandon Rush and Earl Watson in the backcourt. Pacers have won 2 straight and 3 of the last 4. And for Jim O'Brien and his Pacers team, they're looking to do a little bit better on the road here in their final 2 games. They've lost 10 of 11 and 13 of 15 on the road. When you look at this season and why the Pacers are on the outside looking in the playoffs, it's because of their road record, 8-31. A year ago, they were 11-30. While Indiana is 30-48 on the year, Cleveland, the best record in the East and the NBA, 61-18. And again, 3 starters, Mo Williams, LeBron James, and Antoine Jamison won't play. So it will be Moon, Poe, and Hickson up front. Anthony Parker and Delonte West in the backcourt for the Cleveland Cavaliers. The head coach, a former assistant in Indiana, Mike Brown, in his 5th year, 272 and 135. They are the first team since the Chicago Bulls back in the mid-90s to post back-to-back best records in the NBA. A year ago, Mike Brown's team 66-16. This year, with 3 games left, 61-18. Danny Granger playing in the 3rd of 4 games this year against the Cavaliers. He missed the last meeting here back in March when Cleveland won it 99-94. Cavaliers rallied in the 4th quarter back in November to beat Indiana 105-95. Led from start to finish 94-73 on January 29th. And then the Pacers, a terrific rally against the Cavaliers back on March 17th. Led by the youngsters, Rush, Hibbert, and Price. But a 5-point win by Cleveland, 99-94. In the 3 previous wins this year, LeBron James games of 40, 22, and 32. But Clark Kellogg, as Cleveland prepares for the postseason, they want to rest Williams, Jamison, and LeBron tonight.
Well, it makes sense, Chris, when you've already wrapped up the best record in the league and home court advantage throughout the playoffs. It's a delicate balancing act for a team and a coaching staff, but I think it's the right approach. There's no definitive way to go about it, but if you can give some of your big-time players, your starters, some opportunity to rest a bit, this team is an experienced group, so they'll be able to regain the rhythm they need once the playoffs start.
Well, in the first round that starts next weekend, they're looking at either Chicago or Toronto. Currently, both teams tied for the 8th and final playoff spot. They meet Sunday in Toronto. Toronto has already won the season series, so if those teams tie, Toronto will go. Chicago's got to beat them by a game.
That's right. They've got to be in front of them in the standings to earn the right to play in the playoffs, and they'll see this Cleveland Cavaliers team. And with Chris Bosh being out after that surgery due to a face fracture, that clearly gives the Bulls, I think, an advantage to move forward.
And that face fracture happened right here at the Q.
Yeah, he had surgery here at Cleveland Clinic a couple of days ago.
So the Cavaliers have the ball to start it out. Leon Poe goes inside. It's blocked by Hibbert, rebounded by Granger, knocked out by Hickson and Granger, and it will be Cleveland basketball.
Well, it's important, and the Pacers have taken the right approach over the last portion of the season, Chris, to play with an idea of getting better and trying to establish some winning habits, even though there are no playoffs in sight. You want to try to lay a base for where you might launch from next season.
Anthony Parker misses, rebounded by Leon Poe. They work the offensive glass. Now it's Delonte West in the starting lineup, replacing Mo Williams. They go inside to Poe, and he's fouled by Roy Hibbert. And free throws now for the Cavaliers. So as Mike Brown rests his 3 starters, and in fact they're resting a 4th, Shaquille O'Neal continues to miss time with a right thumb injury. I mean, this is a very deep team. They have a very deep bench, and this is helpful to them because Mike Brown's going to have to count on the guys that are on the floor in the postseason.
Yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly there, Chris, and it'll be interesting to see how the rotations shake out for this team as you look at Antoine Jamison. Tweaked an ankle last night, but he's played at a pretty high level since being acquired in the trade after a slow start. You know, he'll be in the starting lineup along with LeBron James and Mo Williams, but you're right, it's a deep, experienced bench. And how Mike Brown and his staff decide to utilize that bench. You know, some guys, based on the series and the matchup, may not get minutes off the bench.
That's a foul from behind. Hibbert was at the rim. Leon Poe got a piece of it, and he picks up the foul. Leon Poe signed as a free agent in the offseason. A member of the Boston Celtics, part of their title team a couple of years ago, and had offseason major knee surgery. Boston wasn't sure they could re-sign him, fit him into the cap.
Yeah.
Cleveland had some space and went after him.
Well, he's a good get because he's a situational guy. He's very aggressive, as you saw him draw a foul on Roy Hibbert on the last offensive possessions for the Cavs. He does have the experience of being in a championship series, being on a championship team, so all of that is valuable. And if he can be available for spot duty, he can help the Cavs as they make their journey through the playoffs.
West finds Jamario Moon. They wear the green headband.
He was good last night, Chris. He was fantastic last night. I mean, he came off the bench. A 2 of 4 from three-point land, 6 of 10 overall for 14 points in 28 minutes.
It's NBA Earth Week, and that's why West and Moon have the green headbands and the wristbands on inside to Poe. He misses the shot. It's rebounded by Hickson. Well, don't think for a minute that they don't have LeBron, that this team won't compete.
Well, they showed that last night. They didn't defend especially well, allowing the Bulls to shoot 52% and score 109 points. But they've got size and they've got live bodies. There's Hickson again. Look at him keep that ball alive and almost ran it down. Well, you got to get a body on him, Chris. That young fella is really live. Look at him going up to the... Man, he's got a bunch of energy here early on. J.J. Hickson.
Second year out of NC State, left after his freshman year. He's averaging 8 points and 5 rebounds. And when they let Ilgauskas go in the trade to Washington, now they do have him back, and Shaq has been out. They've used Hickson. He may be undersized at the center position, but he plays much bigger than his size.
But I'll tell you what, he had played extremely well until last night. Only had 5 points and 3 rebounds in 15 minutes. Before that, he was averaging like 14 and 8 in his prior 8 games. He's actually playing right now like he wants to make amends for last night's performance.
That's a foul, and the Pacers wanted a goaltend, but Mark Davis, one of our 3 officials, had called the foul out on the floor, so it's not a shooting foul. That meant no goaltending. Mark Davis, Matt Boland, Kane Fitzgerald, the officials tonight as assigned by the NBA. Final weekend of the regular season. The Pacers have 4 games left counting tonight. Cleveland has 3. Rush for 3. It's off and rebounded by Poe.
I like that action there, Chris. They posted up Danny Granger. He drew the double team and got an open shot for Brandon Rush. The little things we talk about with Danny Granger getting better at, that's one of them. Understanding when he's doubled and getting the ball out to a teammate.
West floats it to the corner. This is a good 3-point shooting team.
One of the best in the league.
Shot clock violation, 24 seconds. They got the ball to Hickson. That's Delonte West. I mean, he's got to do a better job as the point guard.
That's right. And as a former point guard, you would understand that responsibility quite well.
I didn't have to worry about that shot clock, though. I can hold the ball out there for the whole game.
Right, you were pre-shot clock. You and I both.
Yeah.
There's Mo Williams. That kind of a professorial fashion look there. Yeah, he's got a nice little John Legend flavor going there.
Here's Granger's jumper for good, and it's a 3. 8-7. Danny Granger makes it a 1-point game. Now West finds Parker in the lane. His right-hand shot good. Anthony Parker on the board. They've had 4 of their 5 starters score. And it's 10-7 Cleveland. Granger got Moon in the air. Moon hitting, and that's a foul.
Foul on the Cavaliers.
Jamario Moon the foul.
You know, Moon was a guy that I thought would be more of a factor early on this season, Chris. He never really found a place in the rotation consistently, but it looks like now he might be a guy that can add a little spice to the Cavs lineup. Yeah, as a defender and a three-point shooter.
He got lost a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, he played a pretty good size role in Toronto. Then Miami picked him up in the Sean Marion trade, and he played quite a bit. But again, we've talked about this team. I mean, when they get Shaq back, I mean, this is a deep team.
Very deep. But again, it becomes an issue as to how you rotate people in, and will guys be content if they don't find minutes? I think the quest for a championship and the leadership of LeBron James will hopefully quell some of that if you're a Cavs fan, but it will be interesting to see which guys become part of the regular playing rotation for Cleveland.
West becomes the 5th starter to score, and they've got a 12-9 lead. LeBron James tonight missing his 4th game of the year. Again, really no injury, just resting him. And the question is, Clark, as you look to the postseason, most teams try to narrow that bench. I mean, how deep will Mike Brown want to go?
Well, that'll be something to keep an eye on, Chris. I'll certainly be watching it because he's got a lot of it at his disposal.
And again, you might not play one game, but you might play the next
or
game.
Depending on the series, too. I mean, as you move through the playoffs, assuming the Cavs are able to do that, then certain players will be better fits for your opponents in terms of matchups. So you would much rather have, I guess, a lot of flexibility and a lot of parts that you're confident in. And the guys just have to recognize that minutes might be squeezed based on the situation.
Murphy tied it with the 3. Poe missed it. Good defense by Hibbert.
Yeah, much better that time. He knew that Poe was going to come into his body. He just held his ground.
Has a size advantage. Roy got his own rebound. He wanted it back, but Rush goes inside and scores for 2. First lead for Indiana, 14-12.
Really important that the Pacers not settle for jumpers and attack the paint area. You mentioned Roy Hibbert's size advantage on Poe. That's something the Pacers have to look to exploit, and then also going to the rim off the dribble when they can.
10-4 run by Indiana, make it the 2nd lead. They also led 2-1. Here's Watson trying to get 2 more. Granger takes it inside.
Love it. He knew he had a slower-footed defender on him and didn't settle for the jumper, which he could have taken. Saw Hickson and said, I'm taking this young fella to the rim.
12-4 run by Indiana. They've also scored the game's last 7. Moon. Stopped by Granger. Tough shot. Now Rush takes it right to the rim. And got it. And the foul. So Brandon Rush aggressively taking to the basket a couple of times. He'll have a chance for a 3-point play when we return. It's the Pacers and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Indiana trying to snap a 10-game losing streak in Cleveland.
Good ice. Cheeseburger. And the kids' grilled cheese meal. And crayons and a coloring book.
What? For guys who love grilled cheese, but hate ordering off the kids' menu. Introducing a grilled cheese for grown-ups. The grilled cheese bacon thick burger, starting at $2.79, only at Hardee's.
Racing fans, get your official Digger and Friends gear today. Yeehaw! Go to foxsports.com, nascarstore.com, or dwstore.com to get plush toys, cool hats, t-shirts, and exclusive collectibles featuring racing's newest superstar and all his friends.
Not bad, Digger, my boy.
Go to foxsports.com, nascarstore.com, or dwstore.com to order your Digger gear today.
Maybe it was a questionable call that turned the tide, or a buzzer beater that should have counted, or a game that ended with no clear winner. But sport offers no second chances. Until now. Gatorade is searching Indiana for a high school basketball game that simply must be replayed. Here's your opportunity to lace them up one more time.
Brandon Rush has a couple of first quarter field goals for Indiana, aggressively attacking the rim. The Pacers doing a nice job scoring points in the paint here early on. Clark, here's another look at Brandon's drive to the basket.
Yeah, you see the lane wide open there. Parker late getting there, didn't close out solidly, and Brandon Rush taking full advantage, got the nice roll. But I like the idea here by Indiana. You see Brandon struggled in the last couple of games, only 4 or 5, although those 6 points against the Knicks were all in the fourth quarter and were big baskets for the Pacers as they fought off a rally by New York.
Got in early foul trouble against Houston, had 2 early fouls, but a guy like Brandon Rush, you've got to get more than 1 shot.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at his last 11 games, Clark, from three-point range, he's shooting 55%, 22 of 40. I mean, you have to take shots.
Yeah, you got to be shot hungry when you're a guy who can put it in the basket like that. Brandon, one of the best in the league at three-point shooting percentage, 41% is the 15th best mark in the NBA. So I agree with you wholeheartedly. He's just got to aggressively attack that basket off the dribble or looking for a shot.
He's just 64% at the free throw line. He missed there. Guest has it. Into the lane against Watson. His left-handed jumper is good. I mean, here's a guy, Clark, that how does he fit in? Because he's been in and out of the lineup, had some off-court issues.
Yeah.
I mean, this is how deep this Cleveland team is.
Yeah, back spasms recently, but he's a guy who can defend bigger guys, even though he only goes about 6'3". And he's an effective post player, and he can get his own shot off the dribble. He's a valuable guy to have, whether you start him or bring him off the bench.
Offensive foul on the Pacers, number
Granger
33.
called for the offensive foul. Now Zdrunas Ilgauskas in for the first time for the Cavaliers. And Jawad Williams also checks in as Poe and Parker Lee. Zdrunas Ilgauskas in his 12th season out of Lithuania. Two-time All-Star, averaging 7 points and 5 rebounds. There appeared to be no question that once he was able to be bought out of his contract in Washington, this is where he wanted to be.
Yep, he's one of the most popular Cavaliers ever. I go back with this team from when I was a young buck growing up, but Z, and that's what he brings. We talked about it at the top of our telecast. Chris, what does Z bring? Size, experience, and the ability to stretch the defense by shooting the ball from the perimeter.
Watson is fouled going to the rim. And the foul is on Jamario Moon, and that's his second. So after Ilgauskas ties it at 18, put Watson on the line to shoot a couple.
Now the line with 2 shots. Earl Watson.
72% free throw shooter, Earl Watson. And misses. Join us for some afternoon baseball this Sunday when the Reds take on the Chicago Cubs. The Reds and Cubs Sunday at 1, only on Fox Sports Indiana. Pacers have dropped to 8th in the league in free throw shooting at 78%. They were a top 5 team for most of the season. Really the last week or so, Clark, they've struggled. They've been in the mid to high 60s.
And Earl Watson continues the struggles as he misses a pair there. Not sure I can explain that one, partner. Free throw shooting is about concentration and repetition.
Hickson inside scores, and Murphy the foul.
Well, I tell you what, this young man is always active, Chris, but he's got a little extra juice in his bounce tonight. I mean, he's been all over the place. This is an aggressive move, one dribble take through contact. He'll have a chance for a three-point play.
Number 32, Josh McRoberts.
Hickson at the line. McRoberts and Mike Dunleavy have checked in for Indiana. Murphy stays on the floor. It's Rush and Hibbert that go to the bench as Hickson completes a three-point play. Well, the one thing that the Cavaliers have done when they've had LeBron James on the floor for most of the year is get off to quick starts. In 3 games against Indiana, they've averaged 35 points per game in the first quarter. And they're number 2 in the league, Clark, at 28 points per game in the first.
Well, they can step on you quickly.
And a lot of that rubs off. LeBron may not be on the floor, but his impact is felt with these guys out there. That's a walking violation on Ilgauskas. He's working against McRoberts.
Yeah, he shuffled his feet before he got into his dribble. But you're right. LeBron's leadership is certainly something this team feels, whether he's in uniform or in street clothes.
McRoberts lobs it inside, and Granger's too strong. Just had a bad angle on the way he banked it in. It was a perfect pass from McRoberts.
That's a skill you see more and more from Josh McRoberts. He can really find people.
West underneath the basket, blocked by McRoberts, and it's off. Delonte West, and the Pacers get the ball. Well, that last shot by Granger, we've seen him a couple of times. He gets in there and doesn't know, should he shoot it clean or bank the shot.
Indecisiveness typically leads to misses.
That's the 5th Indiana turnover on the bad pass by Watson. 7-0 run working for Cleveland with 3 minutes to play first quarter. Hickson up and under, fouled by Watson. And so free throws coming for the Cavaliers. Zydrunas Ilgauskas back for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Stacey Pates will have more on the 12-year veteran out of Lithuania when we come back. The Cavaliers in the first lead by 3.
Attention Food Mart shoppers. Stop by our produce section and check out our red romaine lettuce. But if you want to get it at a really low price, I suggest you go to the front of the store, exit, get in your cars, and drive about a half mile down to Meijer. Have a nice day.
Want a better price? Shop a better store. Meijer. Higher standards, lower prices.
Hi, I'm Ken Beckley. I know I've talked to you before about Indiana Members Credit Union being my credit union, but now I'd like to talk to you about their home mortgages. When I got my home mortgage, the process was simple. It was fast, plus I got a great interest rate. So I'd recommend that if you want to simplify your mortgage process, call your local Indiana Members branch today and tell them Ken sent you.
Everyone wants to get close to Pop.
His green Augusta National coach.
But he is the man of the hour, man of the moment.
The first 5-star general.
After 76 years, history is about to be made again. See select coverage from Augusta National in stunning 3D. Delivered by Comcast.
We're letting you peer into the huddle of the Cleveland Cavaliers and looking on Zydrunas Ilgauskas. Clark Kellogg mentioned moments ago how important he is to the team and also to the community here in Cleveland. When Zydrunas left this place, so many people around the organization were so disappointed. I had the opportunity to talk to some fans courtside prior to this game and asked them how they were feeling when they first heard the news that Z was coming back to the Cleveland Cavaliers, and they told me they felt like they had won the lottery. This guy obviously so important to this team because, as Clark mentioned, his size, his experiences, his ability also to stretch the defense. And the fans also pointed out, yeah, he's a great player, but what he does for this city is even more important to them than what he's able to do on the floor. They recognize just how important he is to get them wins, but they say his kindness, his generosity, and just the way he presents himself between these lines, outside these lines, that's why they're such big fans of Z.
Stacey's also played in the most games in Cleveland Cavaliers history. He passed the general manager, Danny Ferry, earlier this season. And they're happy to have Zydrunas Ilgauskas back as Hickson at the line, out of the timeout, hits the first free throw. On now for Cleveland, they brought in Sebastian Telfair and rookie Daniel Green out of North Carolina for Telfair. He played last night for the first time. He was involved in that 3-team trade that included Ilgauskas. Telfair making his way from the LA Clippers, where he had not played since January because of a groin injury. And Telfair last night in his 6th season out of Lincoln High School in New York, 8 points and 3 assists. He is on the floor wearing number 3 for Cleveland, guarding Danny Granger right now. Hibbert wheels with a left hand. It's rebounded by Ilgauskas. 9-0 run. Ilgauskas. Nice move, and then he shoots an air ball. McRoberts leading the break. Finding Dunleavy.
Pacers have been parked on 18 for over 3 minutes now, Chris. They need a basket.
Roberts tried to create something that wasn't there. And now Green. 3-point shot too strong. Teamed with Pacers rookie Tyler Hansbrough to win a national championship last year. As Watson gets his first points of the night.
Nice job attacking in transition that time by Earl Watson. Had his head up and kept that dribble alive and got to the rim.
And if you're tuning in, no LeBron James, Mo Williams, or Antoine Jamison. Williams being rested, James being rested. Jamison suffered a full contusion last night. There's another air ball and a rebound by McRoberts.
Pretty good defense by Mike Dunleavy there. Challenged that shot and forced that air ball by Williams.
Granger, his 3-point try, perfect.
Granger.
A 10-point first quarter for Indiana's leading scorer at better than 24 points per game. And we're tied again at 23. Telfair finds Green. His second try from 3 is no good. But Granger was releasing, and Green was all alone to get the rebound. Telfair leaves it off for Green. It's blocked by Hibbert.
Numbers. Space the floor and get a layup here.
And Telfair just shoves McRoberts going to the basket. I think Josh was thinking about giving it back to Dunleavy.
He was, but he had the lane, and you make sure that defender has to make a play. Here you can see good activity by the Pacers. Roy Hibbert with his second block, and here comes Dunleavy. See, Mike probably could have kept that a tad longer, but it all worked out fine as McRoberts will get to the free throw line. Pacers have a chance to put together a little 7-0 run here.
Tomorrow night, the Pacers return to action back home at Conseco Fieldhouse when they host the New Jersey Nets. Game time 7 o'clock. Tickets available at Pacers.com. And then Monday night, it's Fan Appreciation Night. The Pacers against the Orlando Magic. Final opportunity to see Indiana this season. Plenty of things going on. We'll talk about it throughout the night. Fan Appreciation Night. We'll have home court specials in the gift shop. On-court presentation. It will be the final game for Red Porter as the longtime public address announcer of the Indiana Pacers. Alley-oop! Look at that!
Young fella! Man, that got everybody up. Look at the Pacers bench. My goodness, Josh. I didn't know you had that in you.
With his back to the basket, McRoberts throws it over his head. Pacers by 3. Telfair draws the foul. Hibbert was there. Nope, they're not calling it on Hibbert. They're calling it on Josh. And here's a look at that alley-oop dunk.
How about this by Josh? Go get it. Knew exactly where he was and then banged it down.
With 2 shots.
In reverse fashion.
2 games ago when Indiana blew out Houston on the Sunday between the games of the Final Four, Josh McRoberts had a career-high night against the Rockets. 18 points, 8 of 9 from the field, 2 of 3 behind the arc, matched his career high with 12 rebounds.
And also a career high in minutes, went 33 minutes in that one, Chris, and he packed them with a lot of exciting production. Boy, and I don't know if he had a play any more exciting than that one we just saw.
Now he throws the bullet to Dunleavy. And that's the end of the opening quarter. 26-25. McRoberts scores the last 3 for Indiana. They'll take the lead into the second quarter. Pacers and the Cavaliers tonight here at the Q in Cleveland. 26-25 Indiana. You're watching Pacers basketball on Fox Sports Indiana.
The Cavaliers number 15, Jabari Moon.
The prices are just awesome.
The prices are great. I can get everything on my list, and it's still within my budget.
Save on more of the things you need at Kroger.
I like to look at my receipt whenever I check out to see how much I've saved using my Kroger Plus card.
I easily save 20 to 30% every week on my grocery bill.
$15 to $25 every single time we come here.
Kroger is unbeatable by any standards.
Get more value for the way you live at Kroger.
I wish I had one of my receipts. I would blow your mind.
It's the greatest 2 minutes in sports.
And they're off in the Kentucky Derby.
Bring home Kentucky Derby excitement. TVG. Watch TVG for original programming leading to the 136th running of the Kentucky Derby. Join the fun before America's greatest race. Go to TVG.com and sign up for free. Tune in to TVG for all things Derby and in-depth perspective that's second to none. Don't miss out.
Unbelievable.
Go to TVG.com and sign up for free.
Drugs are talking to your kids. Are you? Find the right words at drugfree.org.
Passion, pride. The Pacers look for nothing but net in their Eastern Conference shootout with Courtney Lee, Brooke Lopez, and the New Jersey Nets. Don't miss the action Saturday at 7 o'clock. For tickets, visit Pacers.com.
Be part of one of the hottest franchises in the WNBA as the Indiana Fever embarks on its 2010 season. Ticket packages are now on sale, including our Family Fun Pack. Get Fever tickets, food, beverages, t-shirts, and a chance to meet a player. Visit feverbasketball.com for details.
One quarter complete here in Cleveland. The Pacers and the Cavaliers. Brandon Rush very active in the first quarter. He had a couple of field goals. And for Cleveland, J.J. Hickson has moved in the starting lineup. Undersized center at 6'9", but very active. He scored 9. And the Cavaliers and the Pacers after 12 minutes. Indiana leads at 26-25. With Clark Kellogg and Stacey Bates, I'm Chris Denary. Indiana shot 56% from the field in the first quarter. Cleveland 38%. As Dunleavy fires up and rebounded by Ilgauskas. Cleveland got 8 more shots, Clark, but the Pacers had a turnover problem in the first quarter.
6 turnovers, too many. The Cavs got 9 points and those additional shot attempts as a result, Chris. So got to turn off the turnover valve if you're Indiana, because you're shooting a high percentage, and then that time no help as A.J. Price allowed Telfair to get right to the rim.
Well, there's two guys that should probably know each other pretty well, though they are a bit apart in age because they're both from New York City. Here's Hibbert dunking it home.
Nicely done. The 2 second-year players connecting nicely. Dribble, drive, penetration, and then the dime drop by Rush.
Telfair has it against Price. Now Telfair came right out of high school, so really their age, I guess, isn't that much different.
Right. No.
He's about 25, AJ 23. Here's Williams in the lane, has it swatted away by Dunleavy. Loose ball, McRoberts. I love to watch Josh in the open court with the ball as Rush gets there and banks it in.
Yeah, he got a nice roll. I agree with you there, Chris. He's very good at understanding space, and he's an excellent passer, very clever passer. And he's got really good ball skills for a guy of his size. That's an offensive foul on Jawad Williams. He came in and just lowered the boom on Roy Hibbert.
His second personal. No team foul.
Josh, he moves well. He's got range. He can put it on the floor. I think he's just strength, confidence, and regular playing time away from being a really solid contributor.
Has got a lot of minutes here in the back half of the season. It really started on the West Coast trip in March. Had a great showing in Los Angeles against the Lakers within a career-high 15 points. Dunleavy takes it down the lane. McRoberts is a threat there.
So is Roy from right there. He's got those feet set and those shoulders squared. He's a good 18-foot jump shooter, much like Ilgauskas. He can space the floor a little bit too.
8 points for Hibbert. Telfair's jump shot good.
AJ got buried behind the screen. Telfair just took advantage of it. It's twice now that Telfair's gotten the better of AJ. Got to tighten up on that matchup.
Oh, Rush was trying to draw that foul. Now Williams fouled by Dunleavy. Got to sell it a little bit more than Brandon did.
Yeah, I'd say. It would help to hold on to the ball while you're trying to draw that foul. He lost the ball, so there was no way he could actually draw a foul. I mean, he bumped into him, but he didn't have the ball. You got to squeeze that orange. More situations than a few.
Murphy comes in replacing Hibbert. Anderson Varejao wears number 17. He's on the floor now for Cleveland with Green, Telfair, Ilgauskas, and Williams. Ilgauskas to the basket, missed, tipped by Price into the hands of Murphy. Rush fouled, hand check by Green. Well, this Cleveland crowd, another sellout here at Quicken Loans Arena, seeing a combination of players they won't see too often in the postseason, as the Cavaliers will start the playoffs next weekend. Their two leading scorers, Mo Williams and LeBron James, not playing tonight. Throw in Antoine Jamison, who is in uniform but will not play.
That's what, 30 plus 19, that's 49, and Mo is about 16 or 17. That's like 66 points a game. Sitting there fashionably attired. He makes two of them. And Jamison in uniform, but not ready to go tonight, or not expected to go tonight.
Price fouled out front by Telfair. That's his second. But Sebastian Telfair has been effective off the Cavaliers bench. He has scored 8 again. NBA Green Week. Wearing the green T-shirts are the NBA players this week. In Cleveland, the Pacers have a 3-point lead.
The Cadillac Laurel Sales Event, featuring the acclaimed CTS Sports Sedan, a car and driver 10 best for the 3rd year in a row. With a direct injection V6 engine. See your Cadillac dealer soon, because while there is no expiration date on achievement, on rewarding it, there is. For qualified current lessees, the CTS Luxury Collection.
Hi, is Denise working?
Yeah, she's in the back. Can I take your order?
I'm just a little bit more comfortable ordering with Denise.
Bye.
Hey, hi. You remember me? I came by yesterday and gave me that 5-layer burrito. That new one for
89 cents.
Is that cool? Is that still cool?
It's an inside deal for everyone. Layers of seasoned beef, cheddar cheese, and a hidden layer of nacho cheese sauce. It's Taco Bell's new beefy 5-layer burrito for just 89 cents. Why pay more?
It's the Magic Kingdom Park, and your family's excited to ride everything. So, moment of truth, Mom. Which 3G network would you trust to stay ahead of the crowds? When your kids can't wait another minute.
Where's Dad going?
When you want your 3G network to work, you want Verizon. Upgrade your family now. Buy an LG Chocolate Touch or Samsung Rogue and get a second one free. Plus add a line for $9.99. Families can connect for less at Verizon.
For the second straight night, LeBron James wearing street clothes. He did not play last night in Chicago as the Cavaliers fell 109-108. He sits out tonight. There is some thought that he might not even play the rest of the regular season. They have just 2 games left. Sunday here at home against Orlando, Wednesday at Atlanta. A terrific year for LeBron, 29.5 points per game. As you look at the 3 players that would be the favorites for the MVP this year: James, Kevin Durant, and Kobe Bryant. And that leads us to tonight's Indiana Criminal Justice Institute text of the half. Send your answer to 432-432. Who should win the NBA's Most Valuable Player Award? Should it be LeBron James for a 2nd consecutive year at IND 1? The youngster, Kevin Durant, IND 2. Kobe Bryant won 2 years ago. You can select him texting IND3, standard message and data rate supply. Text help for help and stop to stop. It will not be unanimous, Clark, but
it'll
to
be
me,
close.
There's no question.
Yeah, it should be close to unanimous if it's not.
I will be filling out my ballot this week, and there's no question that LeBron is the MVP.
9 assists a game, 7 rebounds, excellent defensively on the ball and helping teammates. He brings you the full package in platinum style.
Out to rush from McRoberts. Murphy trying to keep it alive, and McRoberts grabs it.
Good work by Troy Murphy, although I thought he could have squeezed it himself instead of batting it around.
Now Murphy for 3. It's rebounded by Williams. You mentioned LeBron James, almost 9 assists per game. It will be the most by a forward in the history of the NBA. As Telfair has 10. 4 field goals here in the second quarter. Larry Bird averaged almost 8 per game back in 1986-87.
A.J. Price came down a little gimpy there.
Murphy dunks it.
Wide open lane, and I think it was Dunleavy who made the assist. The Pacers still getting high-quality shots when they want them, and shooting just under 60% for the game, but turnovers have kept them from being up more and also 4 missed foul shots.
Shot clock down to 5. Telfair again working on Price and shoots an air ball. And it's saved by Ilgauskas. They'll make that very shot, but it's a 24-second shot clock violation.
No possession here, so that was still a shot attempt. And a good play by Verajao, but it didn't beat the shot clock.
Murphy is open. His jump shot perfect.
Troy
Murphy has 7 points. Clark, he has had another solid year. 15 points, 10 rebounds per game. It will be his 5th year averaging a double-double.
Yeah, and in his last, he got 5 straight double-doubles, Chris. And in those games, he'd average 21 points and 13 rebounds a game.
Every time the Pacers win, IMCU donates $100 to the Backpack Attack, supporting children with school supplies. Indiana Members Credit Union, proudly supporting our community. 17 straight double-figure games for Murphy, 13 of those double-doubles. And again, he has just been solid.
Number 18, Anthony Parker.
Anthony Parker has returned for Cleveland. He's with Telfair in the backcourt. Verajao, Ilgauskas, and Delonte West in the foul out front.
Fouls on the Pacers, number 3, Troy Murphy.
It's on Murphy. That's his second.
3rd team foul.
Pacers have 3 team fouls. Cleveland has 2. Indiana has a 5-point lead. That is the largest by either team. Here's Telfair.
You can't go underneath that screen on him. At least he's making you think twice about it tonight. That's a couple of times now when his defender has gone underneath the screen and he's made him pay.
Rush goes inside, tried to bank it in, rebounded by Anthony Parker. Sebastian Telfair, a guy that, again, on another team looking for a home, and maybe he thinks at some point he could be a Mo Williams backup here in Cleveland.
Well, he's playing extremely well. Last night he was very good in 17 minutes. He looks terrific here so far tonight.
Checking back into the Pacers.
This is already his 5th team in 6 seasons. 13th pick overall back in 2004 by Portland. Couple of years there, a year in Boston. Played in Minnesota and half the season in LA with the Clippers. His jump shot short. Verajao.
Tough matchup here, Delonte West. There, that's where you good work. Good recognition by West. Hibbert out there defending West. You knew one of the big guys had a little guy on him. And that's exactly what West found. Hibbert out there. Ilgauskas alone at the rim.
Rangers back in. Bad pass by Hibbert. Picked up by Parker. Now Parker will have a chance to tie it and give Cleveland the lead at the free throw line. And again, turnovers a problem. Indiana with 8. coming in off a game where they had just 10 Wednesday night against the Knicks.
Well, in this stretch where the Pacers have won 8 out of 10, Chris, the turnovers have not been a major issue. Shooting percentage has been good. Field goal defense has been good. And obviously, the points scored, 107 a game. But here tonight so far, the turnovers sidetracking the Pacers a bit. They're shooting the ball well. They're getting decent shots, but too many turnovers so far in this half. That's just concentration a lot of times. I mean, some of the turnovers, poor passing angle, trying to make a long distance bounce pass into the post. Dribbling into traffic. I mean, those are the kinds of things that you can correct easily.
Ilgauskas picks up his second foul. That gives us a timeout. Sebastian Telfair has 10 of his 12 points here in the second quarter. And now the Cavaliers with a 6-0 run, lead by 1.
Whoa, 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 whoa! That was close.
Play it safe tips from basketball great Michael Redd and Safe Auto.
Yeah, it's working. Stop! Stop, stop, stop!
Thank you.
Michael, you're an NBA All-Star, Olympic gold medalist, and now the perfect safety advocate.
Bro, you gotta be careful. Don't lean back in your seat. I'm Michael Redd, reminding you to play it safe. Call 1-800-SAFE-AUTO or visit safeauto.com.
Sir, debris heading towards our comm satellite. Impact may cut off communications with ground forces.
Launch avoidance maneuver. $20 kilometers in closing.
Collision averted, sir. All objects are accounted for.
Good job.
Learn more at airforce.com.
Say your wife wants the new multi-motion Kenmore Elite washer. Problem is, you need to find all the Energy Star
rebates. Seems complicated.
Well, you'd know the Sears Blue Appliance crew will find and help you submit all your rebates.
Really? Delivered tomorrow. Rebate submitted.
Really?
Really.
Energy Star rebates. We do the work to help you get the money. Get 15% off all Kenmore appliances. Thank you for making Sears Energy Star Partner of the Year. Sears, life well spent.
Beginning tomorrow, America's pastime returns to Fox as the defending World Series champion New York Yankees take on Evan Longoria and the Tampa Bay Rays, or the Cardinals battle the Brewers. Fox Saturday Baseball returns tomorrow at 3, following This Week in Baseball at 2:30. Check your local listings for the game and start time in your area. We're in Cleveland, Ohio, home of the Cleveland Cavaliers. We're at the Q Quicken Loans Arena, 5:53 to play second quarter. 39-38 Cleveland. Now Zydrunas Ilgauskas called for the foul. He's over talking to Kane Fitzgerald, the young NBA official, and whatever Zydrunas said in English or Lithuanian, Kane Fitzgerald rung him up.
Yep, he got him. I think that was a case of a veteran player maybe trying to buffalo a young official, and the young official stood up, said, I gave you a little room, you took too much, bang, technical.
What Z didn't know is that Kane studied Lithuanian in college.
Now they're having a little conversation, a little more civil this time. The point has been made. Z got his point made at the cost of a few bucks.
Yep. Verjao is in with Ilgauskas, Parker, West, Telfair. Rangers in the post. Parker, a nice job there, though, defensively. Shot clock at 3. Rush gets there, tipped in, Murphy.
That's exactly what you have to do. You've got a bigger guy on you, Chris. You have to beat him off the dribble because it puts pressure on the defense and it creates help, which leads to offensive rebounding lane. An excellent job by Brandon Rush that time to get his body to the rim.
Rebounds are even right now at 16 apiece. Ilgauskas. Look at Verjao keep it alive.
He just doesn't give up on the ball, Chris. That's what all outstanding offensive rebounders do. They pursue the pumpkin, and they have a a good second and third effort in going after the ball. It's not just the first effort, it's that second and third effort that oftentimes gets you an offensive rebound.
West, D'd up by Granger, rifles it in the lane, and Barrel scores. So those are second chance points.
Without question.
First points for Varejao, sixth year out of Brazil. 9 points, 8 rebounds on the year. Hibbert with a hook.
Roy Hibbert.
4 field goals, a couple of free throws. Hibbert with his 44th double-figure game of the year. He had 20 in here the last time as Ilgauskas hits again. He's got 6. Granger in double figures. He has 11. Hibbert has 10. Murphy has 9. He leaves that short. Telfair, Harper, missed it, and a foul.
Nice job by Telfair. Bounce pass on time, on target, then the bump. I think they got Brandon Rush on that foul, didn't they? Oh, they actually got Earl.
That's his second. Watson has a pair. Murphy is going to leave as Dunleavy waiting to come in. He's coming in for Rush. And McRoberts is back. And free throws now for Cleveland with the game tied at 43. It's Anthony Parker, 77%.
With 2 shots.
And one of the things that we'll talk about after the free throws in our promo coming up is free throw shooting for Cleveland. Season tickets for 2010-2011 are on sale now. Season ticket holders get the best prices, earn great rewards. Call 317-917-2500 or visit Pacers.com to find out how you can have breakfast this summer with Larry Bird. Second is good by Parker. Speaking of free throws, they are dead last, Clark, at 72%.
Always a concern when you get into the pressure of the playoffs. You know you're going to have some tight games, some close games. Free throw shooting, always a factor. That'll be another thing in addition to the rotation that Mike Brown uses to watch with this Cavs, this team. And Earl Watson wide open. Sprays that triple. Well, the Pacers have been fine offensively, Chris. I think they've gotten it inside off the dribble. When they haven't turned it over, they've been able to get good shots.
That was another assist, too, by McRoberts. He threw it over the defense. Now Granger goes inside, draws the foul. And free throws now for number 33. Indiana back in front, 46-45 on that 3 by Watson. What has McRoberts done here early? 5 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists in his 10 first half minutes.
Stuffing that stat sheet, and that's what I anticipate him becoming, a guy who does a little bit of everything for you. He's a mobile big guy. I think he's got a reasonable three-point range. He's shown that ability. He's a good passer. Excellent in the open court, good block shots. I mean, he's a guy that I think can give you a lot of different things to help you win.
Granger has 12. J.J. Hickson returning for Cleveland. The Cavaliers have won 11 straight here at home. 3 times this year they have won 11 straight home games. They are 35-4 here at Quicken Loans Arena. They've won 22 of their last 23. The only loss in that stretch here on February 18th in overtime to Denver.
Nuggets got a good win last night against the Lakers, although Kobe was resting. They're the #1 team in the Western Conference. Well, how about that race between 2 and 7 out there? Wow.
Defensive 3 seconds.
It's a moving target up until next Wednesday, it looks like.
It's been long established that the Lakers were going to have the #1 record, though teams have gotten close to them. They're not going to catch them, but just as you said, look at that.
It's like an accordion that's closed. I mean, that thing is tight. San Antonio, Manu Ginobili starting to round into all-star form. Oh, man, it's really jammed up. I mean, it's a matter of what, 3.5 games between 2 and 7, 2 and 8.
Pacers call for defensive 3 seconds, so Parker hits the technical free throw. Just over 3 minutes to play. 2-point Indiana lead, 48-46. Watson goes over the screen. They go to Hickson and lays it in.
I'm very impressed with this young man. Boy, he's had an extra bounce in his step all game long here tonight. J.J. Hickson.
He has 11 points. Sets the screen now for West. And Hickson gets it back. Free throw line jumper. Rebounded by Dunleavy. Watson inside lays it in.
Very crafty that time. E.W. Hesitation dribble. Got himself to the lane.
Second oldest Pacer. Watson is 30 in his 9th year. Jeff Foster is the oldest Pacer. As J.J. Hickson scores again, the 21-year-old out of NC State. Granger, left hand counted with the foul on Anthony Parker.
Beautiful take that time by DG.
Danny Granger with a 15-point first half. And J.J. Hickson, he's got 13 to lead Cleveland, but the Pacers have a 2-point first half lead.
GMC's Truck Month is here. Make each day count with the truck that's engineered to offer the power, strength, and capability that makes the 2010 Sierra half-ton a Consumer's Digest Best Buy. Now qualified lessees can get this four-wheel drive GMC Sierra for just $389 per month. See dealer for details. If you've got work to do, Truck Month could not have come at a better time.
Half the calories? All the day.
Half the calories?
All the day.
I'm gonna float like a butterfly and sting like a bee. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. I'm gonna float like a butterfly and sting like a bee. Sting like a bee.
Half the calories, all the G. I know that's right.
You gotta love this.
Oh, here we go, baby.
What a pass! Oh, goodness, drives the lane for the finger roll. That was awesome.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, there's one for the highlight reel. Finally, out of the way. Oh, what a shot.
This is amazing. Whenever the Pacers play, get ready for the game with the Community Health Network Pacers Live pregame show with Stacey Page. 30 minutes before every Pacers game on Fox Sports Indiana. Just 3 telecasts left. Our next one tomorrow night will be on the air at 6:30. The Pacers and the Nets from Conseco Fieldhouse. And with us courtside is Stacey Page. Stacey?
Hey, Chris, thank you once again. When you think of the Indiana Pacers and leadership, of course, the first place your mind goes is Danny Granger. I asked Jim O'Brien tonight before the game, along with putting points on the board, what else has he asked of Danny tonight? He said, well, he needs to play a complete game as Danny's getting set right now to take a free throw and hopefully get his 16th point on the board initially right now for the Pacers. Jim O'Brien said he wants Danny to be on the rebound even more. Look to get on the glass and help out his team. Also would like to see his assist numbers go up a little bit, but as the Pacers' first option, he's continuing to do what he's done, especially in the past 10 games for these Indiana Pacers, and that's come out and been the leading scorer.
4 of 6 from the field tonight, Stacey. 2 of 3 behind the arc. Indiana shooting 58% in the second quarter from the field and 57% for the game.
Yet they only are up by 3, Chris. They've outscored the Cavs 16-4 in fast break points. But the free throw game, the Cavs winning that one. Points off turnovers are even, although the Cavs only have 4 turnovers to the Pacers 8.
Leon Poe now has 3. Pacers turn it over again. Here is West. Up high. Those wide turnovers will hurt you every time.
Yes, they will. You don't have a chance to get your defense set, and the opponent is able to get free in the open court.
Watson got back door on the pass from Granger. Now West into the front court. Moon, his second 3. 8 first half points for Jamario Moon. And just like that, the Cavaliers with a 7-0 run lead by 4.
Well, turnover and a missed layup.
Watson comes up short. Less than a minute to play. Parker for 3. And Moon gets the rebound. They shoot 38% from three-point range, make better than 7 per game. He goes even deeper behind the arc.
Well, that's second best in the league, Chris. The Pacers dodged a bullet there because Parker had 2 wide open looks at it.
Watson gets inside. 7 of his 9 points coming here in the second quarter. It's 57-55 Cleveland. They'll have the ball for the final shot.
An entertaining first half other than the turnovers for the Pacers. Up and down, both teams putting the ball in the basket.
West in and out on the 3. Granger will not get the shot away. So a late run by Cleveland after the Pacers led 53-50. They outscore Indiana 7-2 and have a 2-point lead, 57-55 at the half. Danny Granger 16 to lead Indiana. J.J. Hickson 15 to lead Cleveland. 2-point Cleveland lead. Pacers at the half is next. You're watching Indiana Pacers basketball on Fox Sports Indiana.
Everyone wants to get close to Pop.
He was green Augusta National coach.
What? He is the man of the hour, man of the moment.
The first 5-star general. 1981 to 1981.
After 76 years, history is about to be made again. See select coverage from Augusta National in stunning 3D. Delivered by Comcast.
Next time you order a grilled cheese off the kids' menu, don't do it in front of the guys. Introducing a grilled cheese for grown-ups. The grilled cheese bacon thick burger, starting at $2.79, only at Hardee's.
Are you ready to discover NASCAR Nation's next great superstar? It's Fast Track to Fame. Join hosts Michael Waltrip and Carissa Thompson as America's most unique performers cut loose each week and compete for their chance to become a star.
Are you guys ready for a good time?
It's the talent competition so wild, it could only happen trackside. Catch an all-new episode of Fast Track to Fame this Monday on Speed.
The stars of Serie A are on FSC. The greatest derbies. The fiercest battles.
Super!
The top players.
Battle!
The chase for the Scudetto continues.
Il tiro, goal!
Serie A all season long on FSC.
You're watching Fox Sports Indiana.
Passion, pride. It's Fan Appreciation Night when the Pacers look to perform their own tricks on the Orlando Magic and the dynamic duo of Dwight Howard and Vince Carter. Catch the Pacers and Magic Monday at 7 o'clock. For tickets, visit Pacers.com.
Pacers fans, the Home Court Gift Shop has all your Pacers gear, hats, t-shirts, jerseys, and more. For the latest selection of Pacers products, shop the Home Court Gift Shop at Conseco Fieldhouse or Circle Center Mall, or visit PacersGear.com. Welcome back to Pacers at the half. We are live courtside at the Q. These guys have performed with Cirque du Soleil, a true pillar of strength when you put them together. 57-55 at the half. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Stacey Pates, your host, alongside Special K, Clark Kellogg. Now, of course, the playoffs are right around the corner, and these Cleveland Cavaliers are in position, they think, to win it all this season. So let's talk about the teams in the East that might make it difficult. We're going to start with number 4, the Atlanta Hawks.
Well, the Atlanta Hawks, Joe Johnson has been hurt the last couple of games, was scheduled to play here tonight. But this is a team that's gotten better every season the last 3 years. They've made a further run in the playoffs each year, but I don't know if they have enough size and depth to deal with what the Cavaliers would present if they were to match up. I think this is an exciting team, an improving team. Jamal Crawford gives them a go-to guy that can really help Joe Johnson out, but at the end of the day, I don't know if they have enough front line strength to be able to handle the Cleveland Cavaliers.
The big three, then you add Rondo into the mix, and you've got a team of experience and power, the Boston Celtics.
You know, but they've been disjointed this year, Stacey. Injuries, they haven't had the same defensive purpose and success. Offensively, they've been a little out of sync and out of rhythm. They've been banged up, and they've not been as good at home as they were last year and in their championship year. So, again, you look at this team, Rasheed Wallace hasn't been as consistent as they wanted him to be. I just don't know if they can turn it on enough to get to the level they need to get to be able to handle a team as big and as talented and as deep as Cleveland is.
A lot of folks expect to see that matchup toward the end of it all with Orlando and Cleveland. What do you think about the Magic?
Well, I think that's the team that will give the Cavaliers the most headwind. This team has Superman, Dwight Howard, a defensive and rebounding presence who also can give them scoring. They had a very difficult time dealing with him a year ago. Rashard Lewis, a difficult matchup. The Cavs feel like they've added pieces to be better in those areas, but the X factor is going to be a couple of guys for Orlando. Jameer Nelson, who was hurt most of last season's playoffs, and then Vince Carter, a guy who's shown that he's a high-level player, except he hasn't been that way in the playoffs yet. So if he can play at a really MVP caliber level, then that could be where the Cavs get the most resistance. But I think it's Cleveland's to take. Home court advantage, LeBron James, other big bodies, and Shaquille and Z. I'm actually looking forward to seeing how it plays out in the East.
Is there a team, though, that could sneak in and surprise the Cavs?
I don't think so. I think it's going to come down to Orlando and Cleveland. I really do. I mean, I like what Atlanta has done. The Celtics, you can never discount them because they've done it before, but they just haven't been at the level that you need to be at to get through an Eastern Conference Finals. So I think it'll come down to between Cleveland and Orlando.
All right, Clark, thank you so much. A lot of folks would think that maybe because the Cavs have such a hard time matching up with the Bobcats, that could be an interesting matchup for a team that sneaks in. Delonte West, finding Hickson. We'll be back after this.
The prices are just awesome.
The prices are great. I can get everything on my list, and it's still within my budget.
Save on more of the things you need at Kroger.
I like to look at my receipt whenever I check out to see how much I've saved using my Kroger Plus card.
I easily save 20 to 30% every week on my grocery bill.
$15 to $25 every single time we come here.
Kroger is unbeatable by any standards.
Get more value for the way you live at Kroger.
I wish I had one of my receipts. I would blow your mind.
I never thought I'd be the one with cancer. I have grandkids to spoil. A second wind to catch. Luckily, I had doctors and nurses who not only treated the lump in my breast, they also treated the one in my throat.
Your world, our watch. Community Health Network.
It's the Magic Kingdom Park, and your family's excited to ride everything. So, moment of truth, Mom. Which 3G network would you trust to stay ahead of the crowds? When your kids can't wait another minute.
Where's Dad going?
When you want your 3G network to work, you want Verizon. Upgrade your family now. Buy an LG Chocolate Touch or Samsung Rogue and get a second one free. Plus add a line for $9.99. Families can connect for less at Verizon.
They call themselves Duo Design. Check out this. Bit of strength and poise. Just unbelievable. I'm certain that many of you did this specific stretch before you got up this morning. So as we watch them courtside, a lot of the folks here still with look of awe in their eyes from watching this halftime show. Welcome back, everybody, from the Q. I'm your host, Stacey Pates. The drive of the half is up next for you. Let's take a look at Brandon Rush. Had 6 points the other night against the New York Knicks. Watch him move on this one. A nice take through the paint for 2 points here. And the Indiana Pacers right now looking for more scoring as you take a look at the leading guys. Danny Granger leading the game right now with 16, 10 from Roy Hibbert, 9 apiece for both Murphy and Watson. Josh McRoberts, 5 points off the bench for Indiana. 15 and 12 lead the Cleveland Cavaliers. That's JJ and Sebastian. Then you've got Jamario Moon with 8. And you saw Ilgauskas rounded out the top 5 leading scorers for the first half. Danny Granger putting in 2 more. Pacers down 2.
The H.H. Gregg tent sale is going on now. If it's under the tent, you'll save up to 50% on overstocks, floor models, and out of cartons. Everything goes at up to 50% off. Everything comes with a full warranty, washers and dryers, camcorders, cameras, refrigerators, and flat panel TVs. The H.H. Gregg tent sale. If it's under the tent, you save up to 50%.
H.H. Gregg, price and advice guaranteed.
Hi, is Denise working?
Yeah, she's in the back. Can I take your order?
I'm just a little bit more comfortable ordering with Denise.
Bye.
Hey, hi. You remember me? I came by yesterday and gave me that 5-layer burrito. That new one for
89 cents.
Is that cool? Is that still cool?
It's an inside deal for everyone. Layers of seasoned beef, cheddar cheese, and a hidden layer of nacho cheese sauce. It's Taco Bell's new beefy 5-layer burrito for just 89 cents. Why pay more?
Awesome! Man, that's a lot of smoke. That's a lot of smoke. Is that from the tire?
Indy Tire and Auto Service, because cars need both.
You know, we'll just let it cool down.
Click coupons for all your auto service needs at IndyTire.com.
This copyrighted telecast of the NBA may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise used without the express written consent of the NBA. Log on to NBA.com immediately following the game for live press conferences and video highlights.
Zydrunas Ilgauskas and the Cleveland Cavaliers. A 7-2 run to close out the first half, and Cleveland leads the Pacers 57-55 after the first half here at Quicken Loans Arena in Cleveland, Ohio. Courtside with Clark Kellogg, I'm Chris Denaire. The fourth and final game between the Cavaliers and the Pacers. Indiana has lost 10 straight in this building, has not won a game in the series yet this year, trying to pull it off against a Cavaliers team that does not have LeBron James, Mo Williams, or Antoine Jamison playing. But they've still got a pretty good team out there on the floor.
I would say so. A lot of firepower. I thought J.J. Hickson was terrific in that first half. Telfair came off the bench and gave them double digits, and the Pacers helped them out a little bit by not taking good care of the basketball throughout that first half.
Well, Danny Granger, as Indiana's won 8 of the last 10 games, has averaged about 30 points per game in that stretch, and he had a very good first half. He's halfway there. He's got 16.
Well, I love the pace he's playing with, Chris. He doesn't seem to be forcing much of anything. He made 4 of his 6 shots. There you see his numbers right there. Very, very efficient 16 points. I mean, driving it, knocking down a couple of threes, perfect from the foul line. Doesn't get much better than that, but he'll need to do it here in the second half as well.
Pacers shot 55% in the first half, yet they trail by 2. Third quarter is coming up on Fox Sports Indiana.
Before and after every Pacers game, catch Pacers live on Fox Sports Indiana. Featuring Stacey Pates and the Fox Sports Indiana broadcast team as they go one-on-one with the players and get exclusive analysis on the night's key matchups. After the final buzzer, Pacers Live breaks down the keys to the game, going in-depth with all the big plays and reaction from the locker room. Pacers basketball starts and ends with Pacers Live, before and after every game on Fox Sports Indiana.
Maybe it was a questionable call that turned the tide, or a buzzer beater that should have counted, or a game that ended with no clear winner. But sport offers no second chances. Until now. Gatorade is searching Indiana for a high school basketball game that simply must be replayed. Here's your opportunity to lace them up one more time.
Pacers basketball is on Fox Sports Indiana. The Pacers return home for another chance to weave more of their late season magic and add to the winning momentum that's taking their opponents by storm. This time, they'll put it to work against the New Jersey Nets, a team having a nightmare season and looking for their own late season success. Pacers Nets tomorrow night with Pacers live before and after the game on Fox Sports Indiana. For more, go to foxsportsindiana.com.
NASCAR heads to Phoenix for a duel in the desert. After 2 weeks of the short track grind, red-hot Jimmy Johnson looks to continue his early season dominance. But NASCAR's best are out to take him down and grab the primetime spotlight. The Subway Fresh Fit 600, live from Phoenix, Saturday, only on Fox.
The UEFA Champions League is on Fox Soccer Channel. Live every moment of the most prestigious club competition in the world, with live and premier matches all season long. On the best soccer network in America. The UEFA Champions League, all season long on FSC. Live it here.
We're ready to start the third quarter here in Cleveland. The Cavaliers lead the Pacers 57-55, the final Friday night of the regular season. Indiana trying to get a win here. They've not won here since November 3rd, 2004. 10 straight wins for the Cavaliers here at Quicken Loans Arena. Let's look back at the first half. First half stats brought to you by Sharp Business Systems, the official document provider of halftime stats. We talked about it all half long. Indiana shooting it well, 55% from the field, but they had 9 turnovers leading to 13 Cavalier points. And Cleveland also had a number of second chance points. They out-rebounded the Pacers 23-19.
Yeah, and those are the things that in a close game can get you beat. So let's see if the Pacers can do a better job taking care of the ball. Fast break points +10, shooting percentage good, but you look at the shot volume, the Cavaliers +10 in field goal attempts, and that's the turnovers and the rebounding advantage, as you indicated, Chris.
Each of the last 2 games coming in, the Pacers scored 72 first half points against the Knicks and the Rockets and shot 62% from the field. So the first half shooting percentage is good, and Hibbert starts the second half with a field goal.
Which is exactly what you should do. You know, this was the matchup to start the game for the Cavs. Leon Poe trying to defend Roy Hibbert. And as long as Poe is out there trying to guard him, the Pacers should go right to Roy every time. That's a walk. That's a walk.
Yeah, he took an extra step.
He's trying to get his body. Good job by Roy Hibbert that time to hold ground while giving ground. And that means you use your size. You don't want to get back down, but you certainly don't want to commit a foul. Leon Poe wants to go into you and try to draw a foul. You've got the size advantage. Use that length to force him into a tough shot, or in that case, a walk.
Pacers have their starting lineup on the floor. Watson, Rush, Murphy, Granger, Hibbert.
Well, I don't know about that. I mean, that's not a bad shot, but you've got Leon Poe behind Roy Hibbert. Throw the ball in there another time.
Delonte West with a left hand, wearing that green weak headband. Almost thought he resuscitated that from his days with the Boston Celtics. But I don't think that would go too well here. Here's Moon to the basket, lays it in. Got to do a better job than that. Murphy wanted to foul, couldn't really make up his mind how hard do you want to foul, but Moon went right to the basket.
Yep, that's a 50% foul, and you can't do that in the open court. You have to wrap up the arms of the opponent so he doesn't get it up. See, Troy was just reaching. You've got to really try to grab, but you're right, Chris. He had a bad angle and was behind and didn't want to commit a breakaway or flagrant. So that was a heck of an outlet pass that time.
Moon back-to-back nights of double figures, 14 last night, a season high in Chicago. He has 11 now. He's been in double figures just 9 times this year. And a 3-point Cavaliers lead. First half featured 12 lead changes, 10 ties. Both teams led by as many as 5.
No double team coming.
Turns to the baseline and missed.
Actually came a little late there as Roy went into his dribble.
Moon comes up hobbled as he went back to catch that pass from Delonte West. Parker, one dribble to his left. Cleveland matches its largest lead of the night of 5. Watson's 3 is good. Second of the evening for Earl Watson. He's got 12.
That's one of the things the Pacers have done really well during these 10 games, in which they've won 8. Moved the ball and knocked down 3-point shots.
4 straight games they've had 10 or more. 9 of the last 11, averaging 11 threes per game, and Watson ties it at 62.
How about Earl confidently looking for his jump shot and smiling as he backpedals. He's not a guy who often looks for a shot.
So 5 straight points by Indiana, all by Earl Watson. Nice pass, Hickson inside the post. And the Cavaliers back in front. Rush. Oh, nice drive to the basket.
Turned that corner, ended up getting switched out on by Hickson and just went right around.
Well, thinking back to last year, how much improvement have you seen in Brandon Rush?
Quite a bit, actually. I mean, he finished last year with a similar flurry. But I just like the assertiveness that he's shown. And that's really important. I think he's defended and rebounded at a pretty good level all year long, Chris. It's just the offensive production you'd like to see from him be more consistent.
He has averaged a point better.
You know what I saw in the game against New York was a drive for a dunk when he's always tried to lay those up. Yeah, 2 hands. See, anytime he gets around that rim, he's got to be thinking about throwing it down with his athletic ability.
We had a technical foul as Granger goes the other way and shoots it. It's on Delonte West. So second of the night now against Cleveland, as Ilgauskas had one back in the first half. Not sure why Delonte West got it. It was their ball.
I have no idea. Not sure. Said something out of line.
Now West for 3, top of the key. And Hibbert the rebound. Sunday night against Houston, he had his 9th double-double of the year, Roy did. 20 points, 11 rebounds. Murphy's off left. West leaves it off for Poe.
Just stay back there, Roy. No reason to come out on Poe. He doesn't want to shoot it out there.
Hickson. Underneath the Poe, blocked by Hibbert. And the Pacers couldn't pick up the loose ball. That's what you like to see. You like to see a player like Hibbert block the shot and keep it in play.
He's not swinging at it wildly, just trying to get a hand on it right there. See, nice, gentle denial. Boy, it would have been nice if his teammates had to come in there a little quicker to retrieve that one.
Cleveland trying for its 18th consecutive Friday night home win. They are 27-1 the last 2 years on a Friday night in this building. They haven't lost many games over the last 2 years as Poe gets it and the foul. They are 74-6 the last 2 seasons here at Quicken Loans Arena. Have a great home court advantage, sellout crowds. And Poe took the contact and able to get it.
Went right through it. Did a nice job rolling to the basket and then went right through that contact. Rush was there in decent position.
Second foul on Rush, second on Indiana. Numbers for Poe: 7 points, 4 rebounds, and completes a 3-point play. Indiana has not made a change here in the first 4+ minutes of the third quarter. Murphy can't get it to go, rebounded by Hickson. He's approaching a double-double. He's got 15 points and 8 rebounds. Step back, shot, part of that terrific backcourt. For Phil Martelli and the St. Joseph Hawks a few years ago. Team with Jameer Nelson. Now the starting point guard for the Orlando Magic. You'll see them here. And there it is, a two-hand tough dunk by Brandon Rush.
Nice job by Earl Watson to have two hands on that ball so he could pump fake a couple of passes and froze those defenders, and that let Brandon Rush get behind the defense.
And again, those are the aggressive plays, playing with force that you like to see from Rush. Yeah, West will dribble it off his foot. He'll play against his former teammate.
KC to KC, and Brandon Rush with the throwdown. But a nice subtle job by Earl Watson to have both hands on that ball, Chris, where he could pump fake those passes to throw the defenders off just enough.
Earl Watson has 8 assists. Delonte West has 12.
Wow.
And now Delonte West has been thrown out of the game by Mark Davis.
Well, Mark Davis discerned something, perhaps. Delonte trying to be discreet about it, but Mark Davis didn't hesitate, Chris, so there must have been something that Delonte did or said on top of that initial technical that will lead to him taking an early rest.
And so Delonte West will be escorted by security back to the Cavaliers locker room, where he'll join Shaquille O'Neal. I was back in the back and saw Shaquille walking back to the locker room, sweating profusely. He's going through a workout again to get himself ready to go after that right thumb injury has sidelined him for a couple of months.
Yeah, well, he's probably getting anxious to be out here with the playoffs fast approaching. So he wants to be as ready as he can be when he gets the doctor's clearance to play.
Granger hits the technical. 1-point Cavaliers lead. Behind the arc, Danny for another three, his third of the night, and Indiana back in front. 6-0 run.
Nice steal by Watson.
Murphy goes inside, too strong. Parker to give the Cavaliers the lead. 42% behind the line for Anthony Parker. 72-71 Cleveland.
Nicely done. Good job by Roy Hibbert to make himself available at the elbow, or the nail as we call it. And then no backside help available, just right over the top.
Puts it on the floor. Hickson strong to the rim. And the foul is on Roy Hibbert. Well, he's been very effective, Clark. Hickson putting the ball on the deck and getting to the rim.
Yeah, I would like to see the Pacers maybe back off of him a little bit to see if he can make a mid-range jumper. This is pretty good right here. Watson, the rush. Mark it up, folks.
I have 3 children, so I always look for things on sale.
There's always a sale going on at Kroger.
Typically, the items that I have coupons for are also on sale, so that always helps.
There's times that I can look on the receipt and I've saved $60 or $70 shopping. You know, using my coupons and getting all the sales.
I can't come home without showing I got something on sale.
And the prices are great. Sales are good. Double the coupons are better.
Get more value for the way you live at Kroger.
I save money shopping here, and it's a great experience, so you can't beat that.
Next time you order a grilled cheese off the kids' menu, don't do it in front of the guys. Introducing a grilled cheese for grown-ups. The Grilled Cheese Bacon Thick Burger, starting at $2.79, only at Hardee's.
GMC's Truck Month is here. Make each day count with the truck that's engineered to offer the power, strength, and capability that makes the 2010 Sierra Half-Ton a Consumer's Digest Best Buy. Now qualified lessees can get this four-wheel drive GMC Sierra for just $389 per month. See dealer for details. If you've got work to do, Truck Month could not have come at a better time.
Back and forth we go here in the third quarter in Cleveland. Indiana in front 73-72. We've had 5 lead changes, 3 ties in the front half of the third quarter. 17 lead changes, 13 ties tonight. Earlier we had our text poll, our Indiana Criminal Justice Institute text of the half. We had that back in the first half, and now here in the second half we give you what you think. Who should win the NBA's MVP award? 65% say LeBron James. 27% select Kevin Durant. Very impressive year for Durant, leading Oklahoma City to the playoffs. And Kobe Bryant quietly leading the LA Lakers to the top record in the West, receiving just 8% of our text poll votes tonight. It is LeBron's kingdom here. It has been for the last 7 years, the last 6 in the playoffs. And the Cavaliers and the Pacers playing for the 4th and final time tonight. J.J. Hickson at the free throw line. Try to tie it and give Cleveland the lead. Well, you're fresh off a NCAA tournament run. We saw you during the run, but we have not talked to you since. What a Final Four in Indianapolis in the national championship game Monday night featuring Duke and the hometown Butler Bulldogs. What an atmosphere at Lucas Oil Stadium.
It was unbelievable, Chris. Absolutely unbelievable. When you consider how loud that place was, how electric Lucas Oil Stadium was, and then you had all of the different storylines converge. Butler, local home team, terrific basketball program and tradition against one of the preeminent programs in the history of college basketball in Duke. Coach K, a Hall of Fame coach. Brad Stevens, a guy headed in that direction over time. He's one of the bright young coaches in our game at the collegiate level. And it was a well-played, hard-fought game as we take a look at a well-executed play by the Pacers. Everything but the finish there for Brandon Rush. But it was really special to be part of what I think was one of the classic championship games in the history of the tournament.
That's Hickson in the lane. Puts it in. J.J. Hickson has 19.
Well, he's been dominant, Chris. I love his energy level tonight. He's bouncy. He's aggressive. He's going after everything. He's driving the ball hard to the basket. I mean, this young man is showing you an awful lot of promise with what he's been able to do here tonight.
Now Hickson in the lane, has it taken away. Watson.
Boy, Brandon's got to be ready to catch that. Earl is frustrated because he drew defenders. Brandon was trailing perfectly and just didn't have his hands ready. Brandon frustrated with himself there. He had a dunk if he catches that ball clean.
Yeah, should have had 2 baskets the last 2 times down the floor.
Right. Those are like short putts in golf, Chris. You don't get a lot of those opportunities. You want to rake those in when you can.
Zydrunas Ilgauskas in for the first time here in the second half. He had 6 first-half points. Earl Watson has 14. Big offensive night. That's a foul on the pass. Will they say he was going to shoot it? That's the question now for Josh McRoberts.
I think he had both hands on it, and they're actually going to debate that now. Yes, sir. We've got 2 shots. Kane Fitzgerald and Matt Boland talked about it briefly. And I agree with that. He had both hands. He's trying to get it into a dunk motion.
Roberts had 5 first-half points. Get your tickets now for the final home game of the season. Monday night, the Pacers close out the home schedule. They host Dwight Howard and the Orlando Magic. Game time 7 o'clock. It's Fan Appreciation Night. Tickets are available at Pacers.com. Plenty of things going on around the concourse on Monday night during the game. Home court game night specials. They'll have Pacers wear 50%, 75% off. Should be a great night at Conseco Fieldhouse. And come share it with the Pacers.
Another pair of free throws missed there, Chris, as McRoberts unable to cash in.
Telfair missed it. Dunleavy the rebound. A.J. Price is in. Here's McRoberts and shoots it over. Too strong. That ball knocked out of bounds. It's off A.J. Price. 4:07 to play. Cleveland 76 and Indiana 75. Going back to Monday night, was able to go and take my 13-year-old. My older boys had gone on Saturday, and you know as well as I do, I was involved in that Butler program for a long time.
Yes, you were, yeah.
And so for me to sit there as A.J. Price makes the steal, leaves it to McRoberts, who throws it down.
Well, after 2 missed free throws and an air ball, Josh was going to make sure on that one.
And Josh McRoberts, whose dad played at Butler, Tim. Josh, of course, playing at Duke, so he had some mixed feelings, I think, on Monday night. He knows his dad's alma mater well, but Josh played for 2 seasons for Mike Krzyzewski.
Yeah, part of that Duke family. And what a family it is as far as basketball tradition and success goes. Mike Dunleavy, part of that, as is Dante Jones. A.J. Price comes from a pretty good basketball family and tree as well. The Connecticut Huskies, not part of this year's tournament, but a couple of national championships for his former coach, Jim Calhoun.
Last 3 games now, Price 9 of 14 behind the arc.
Yeah, double digits in all 3 of them.
You cannot go behind a screen when A.J. Price is there in the quarter. And it's now a 2-point Indiana lead at 80-78. Timeout on the floor in the 3rd quarter. Here's another look. Price finding the dunking Josh McRoberts, Pacers by 2.
It's the Magic Kingdom Park, and your family's excited to ride everything. So, moment of truth, Mom. Which 3G network would you trust to stay ahead of the crowds? When your kids can't wait another minute.
Where's Dad going?
When you want your 3G network to work, you want Verizon. Upgrade your family now. Buy an LG Chocolate Touch or Samsung Rogue and get a second one free. Plus add a line for $9.99. Families can connect for less at Verizon.
The Cadillac Laurel Sales Event, featuring the acclaimed CTS Sports Sedan, a car and driver 10 best for the 3rd year in a row. With a direct injection V6 engine. See your Cadillac dealer soon, because while there is no expiration date on achievement, on rewarding it, there is. For qualified current lessees, the CTS Luxury Collection.
Fox Sports Indiana brings America's pastime home to you. The Reds homestand continues when Joey Votto and the Reds clash with Derek Lee and the Chicago Cubs in an early season matchup of Central Division rivals.
This is Reds Town, USA. Let's take this town.
It's the Reds and the Cubs, Sunday at 1 on Fox Sports Indiana.
Pacers basketball on Fox Sports Indiana is brought to you by Taco Bell. Think outside the box. And by Meijer. Meijer, where value, variety, and savings meet. It's a Friday night in Cleveland, Ohio. The Pacers and the Cavaliers for the 4th and final time during this regular season. Indiana trying to avoid a 4-game sweep. And they lead the Cavaliers 80-78. Both teams shooting well here in the 3rd. Pacers 56%, Cavaliers 50%. A.J. Price comes up with a steal on Sebastian Telfair Clark and a nice pass to Josh McRoberts, who throws it down. And then A.J., who has shot the 3-point shot pretty well this year, especially of late, hits the 3 that gives Indiana the lead.
Well, the Pacers have done a nice job scoring the ball, shooting a good percentage as you look at A.J.'s last 3 ball games. You mentioned over 50% three-point shooting during that stretch. But the rebounding and free throw game is where the Cavs have had a pretty good advantage, and that's why they're still close, despite Indiana shooting 55% from the floor. Can the Pacers put together a surge and create some distance between themselves and the Cavs here?
Shot clock at 7. Hibbert avoids the double team. Throws up sort of a wild hook shot. And Cleveland gets the rebound. Indiana scored a season-high 133 points Sunday night against Houston. Shot a season-high 58% from the field. They backed that up Wednesday night, 49% against the New York Knicks. And that's a foul. Mark Davis calls the foul. Ilgauskas has to watch out. They've already tossed Delonte West, and Ilgauskas has had a technical foul as well.
Exactly. Let's take a look at this. They were both wrestling here. Oh, yeah, he got the arms behind him. That's why. See, anytime you get your arms behind and you grab that defender, even if you just momentarily grab it, that can be an offensive foul. And that's what Mark Davis saw there.
Price misses from the same corner that he had just made a shot, a three-point shot. But Cleveland has 7 turnovers here in this quarter, a number of them on offensive fouls. Here's Telfair, lobs it into Moon. And McRoberts the rebound.
Well, that pass surprised Moon because he turned a layup into an 8-foot jump hook.
That's a reach-in foul on Telfair.
I mean, Moon was so surprised by that ball that he had to dribble it to get his bearings about it.
First foul in the final 2 minutes.
First foul in the final 2 minutes. It's the 4th against Cleveland, so Indiana will be in the penalty the rest of the way.
Well, the Cavs the Pacers not taking advantage of a difficult stretch here for Cleveland. Now it's Hibbert turnover and a foul on A.J. Price. Well, things have gotten a little sloppy both ways here the last couple of minutes, Chris.
Pacers number 22, A.J.
And for the Pacers, their first turnover of the quarter. They had 9 in the first half.
Well, we talked about needing to turn that turnover valve off, so they did it. They haven't been efficient offensively as the Cavs have struggled taking care of the ball here in the third quarter.
Ilgauskas jump shot ties it at 80. You know what's interesting, if we get a close shot, everybody on the floor looks like they have brand new shoes on, except for Ilgauskas. He looks like he pulled them out of the garage. Dunleavy's 3 is off.
Whatever works for you, Chief. You know that.
Tied at 80. Telfair. Ilgauskas cutting his move, throws it down. That was all Big Z.
Yeah, he just took his time and said, give me a little space and then make a hard cut and I'll get it to you. You're right. That was all Ilgauskas.
Doesn't matter if you have the old shoes or not. Dunleavy again for 3, and this time he hits. First points of the night for Mike Dunleavy. And Indiana back in front, 83-82.
Well, this might be one of those games that goes down to who has it last, Chris. I mean, we've been playing this one in about a 4 or 5 point window.
11 lead changes, 5 ties in this quarter alone.
That's what I mean.
Ilgauskas. Veteran move there by Ilgauskas against Hibbert. Roy picks up his 4th.
His 3rd personal.
Well, it's so easy to say stay on your feet, and it's so hard to do it when you're out there defending a guy who has the ability to knock down that turnaround jumper. I mean, Roy held his ground for the first move, but it was that second one that got him.
73% free throw shooter is Ilgauskas. He ties it at 83.
Number 33, Denny Granger.
16 ties.
Number 3, Troy Murphy.
23 lead changes.
That's where we are in terms of the tally for the game.
Yep.
Man, what's been the big lead either way?
5.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought. Yeah.
Ilgauskas has 10. Pacers led by 1 after a quarter. The Cavs by 2 at the half. Indiana trying to tie to regain the lead. Granger in the corner for 3.
Oh, wow. I thought he was going to be able to knock that one down. Because the gamble by Williams gave Danny a clean look at that 3.
So Indiana shaves a point off Cleveland's 2-point halftime lead. We head to the 4th quarter at Quicken Loans Arena. It's the Cleveland Cavaliers 84, the Indiana Pacers 83. You're watching Pacers basketball on Fox Sports Indiana.
You have the best produce here. produce department is great. Their prices are great. They've got an awesome selection.
Kroger customers are noticing our lower prices in the produce department.
I have noticed lower prices on the produce, and I appreciate that.
I think the prices are great. In fact, I think they're even better than the big superstores.
I love the salad. It's always fresh.
Today I bought bananas, I bought apples.
Bought blueberries this week, and they were terrific.
Get more value for the way you live every day at Kroger.
Miami has more than one hospital. According to John, just not the right one for his heart. So he flies across 5 states to the Indiana Heart Hospital. Here, everyone stays connected. The cardiologist, the family physician, the specialists, and the patient. It must work. We're pretty sure John isn't traveling 1,200 miles for our free valet parking.
Everyone wants to get close to Pop.
His green Augusta National coat.
What? He is the man of the hour, man of the moment.
The first 5-star general in 1981 to 1981.
After 76 years, history is about to be made again. See select coverage from Augusta National in stunning 3D. Delivered by Comcast.
Passion, pride. The Pacers look for nothing but net in their Eastern Conference shootout with Courtney Lee, Brooke Lopez, and the New Jersey Nets. Don't miss the action Saturday at 7 o'clock. For tickets, visit Pacers.com.
Be part of one of the hottest franchises in the WNBA as the Indiana Fever embarks on its 2010 season. Ticket packages are now on sale, including our Family Fun Pack. Get Fever tickets, food, beverages, t-shirts, and a chance to meet a player. Visit feverbasketball.com for details.
"24 lead changes, 16 ties, 84-83 Cleveland as we start the 4th quarter here at Quicken Loans Arena. With Clark Kellogg and Stacey Pates, I'm Chris Canary. No LeBron James tonight for Cleveland for just the 4th time this year. No matter Stacey Pates to Jim O'Brien and his Pacers, they want the win no matter what.
You better believe that, Chris, and he kept his directions very simple. You guys have kept it close. Keep it that way. Take the lead, and in order to do that, you have to rebound. Everybody becomes a rebounder. Move your feet, run, and get stops.
Pacers out-rebounded in the 3rd quarter, 14-6. They're now -12, now -11 with that rebound as A.J. Price hits the jumper to start the 4th quarter.
Well, that's been the story of the game, Chris. In the first half, it was turnovers by Indiana. Throughout the game, it's been the free throw shooting and the rebounding deficit. So if they can tighten those things up in the 4th quarter, they'll have a chance to pull this one out.
Rush commits the foul. That's Ilgauskas at the free throw line.
First team foul.
Free throw attempts have been somewhat even.
Right.
These will be 19 and 20 for Cleveland. Indiana's taken 17. But Cleveland, who was last in the league in free throw shooting at 72%, is now 18 of 19.
Yep.
The Pacers just 11 of 17.
So they're +7 right now. Maybe +8 at the foul line, Chris, in a close game. That's a huge difference, especially when you consider that volume is about the same. It's a matter of efficiency. And then the rebounding story gives the Cavs a lot more shot attempts to this point in the game. Actually, not too many more. They're plus, at the end of the quarter, +6 in shot attempts. A turnover that time as Brandon Rush telegraphed that pass.
Just the second half turnover for Indiana. They had 9 in the first half. Williams rebounded by Murphy. And Troy with his 6th straight double-doubles. 11 points, 10 rebounds, and Granger has 25.
Well, he's doing it so easily. Just accelerated right into that last dribble for that mid-range jumper. He's really picking his spots beautifully, Chris, in terms of when he wants to get the shot he desires.
And he forced the turnover there. He was undersized guarding Varejao. Danny playing the big forward position right now. Murphy's the center. Dunleavy in a forward. Price and Rush. Here's Danny again for 3. Long rebound goes to Telfair. Rangers 7 of 12 from the field. Here's Ogauskas, too strong. And Granger fouled, knocked to the floor by Vereshchuk.
Cavaliers, number 17,
and that's the area, especially with Granger out there playing in this smaller lineup. He's got to rebound.
Yeah, everybody's got to rebound. You're right, but at that position, Danny has to be more conscious of it. But I think all the guys have to get in there and dig out the boards when they're going with this smaller lineup. Then you've got to space the floor and make sure you get good quality shots every trip. There's a good look. Off a broken play. A.J. Price lucky there because he dribbled right into traffic, Chris. And he's shaking his head at himself, knowing that he caught a break there.
Yeah, he avoids a turnover and gets an assist.
Yeah, after he dribbled into traffic. With that small lineup on the floor, you want to make sure you keep the floor space and don't take the defense off the hook.
Williams going in the lane, draws the foul, and it's on A.J. Price.
Foul on Pacers, number 22, A.J. Price.
A.J.'s reaction coming over at us was not a happy one.
With 2 shots, Jawad Williams.
Now Williams shoots free throws, has not scored tonight, 74% free throw shooter in his second year out of North Carolina. He's played in Japan and Israel. Free agent signee back in 2005. He won a title when he played with Raymond Felton, Marvin Williams, Sean May. 90-87. Indiana by 3.
Troy's been off tonight, Chris. He's just not been proficient on his perimeter shooting tonight so far.
Moves hit a couple of threes. The Pacers have made 9. Moon has 2 of Cleveland's 3, and that's Vereshchuk. He's been quiet tonight. He's always been tough on Indiana. He has 4. Wide open. Give him too much room, Clark, and well, that's like shooting a free throw for Troy.
Well, Troy's been more proficient than I thought there, Chris. I mean, he's right around 50%. He missed a couple in a row that threw me off.
Troy Murphy, 6 of 13 tonight, has hit a couple from behind the arc, and 5 straight games now. Indiana's hit 10 or more three-point field goals. They lead the Cavaliers by 4.
Attention Food Mart shoppers. Stop by our produce section and check out our red romaine lettuce. But if you want to get it at a really low price, I suggest you go to the front of the store, exit, get in your cars, and drive about a half mile down to Meijer. Have a nice day.
Want a better price? Shop a better store. Meijer. Higher standards, lower prices.
Passion is a fire within
that burns anyone who dares to try and put it out.
It fuels the comeback no one could see coming.
And kills the pain until after the victory is won.
It's where what you want brings home what you need.
Passion is where the heart of a champion meets the soul of the game.
A simple curiosity uncovers a massive treasure.
So big, so magnificent.
That captivated the world.
This is something quite significant.
National Geographic Channel presents an exclusive look behind the biggest find of the century, unearthed by one man, and the race to preserve its 1,400-year-old legacy. Lost Gold of the Dark Ages premieres Sunday, April 18th at 9, only on the National Geographic Channel.
Beginning tomorrow, America's pastime returns to Fox. The defending World Series champs, New York Yankees, take on Evan Longoria and the Tampa Bay Rays, or the Cardinals battle the Brewers. Fox Saturday Baseball returns tomorrow at 3, following This Week in Baseball at 2:30. Check local listings for the game and start time in your area. I have one Major League Baseball game down. I was at opening day. So Albert Pujols hit 2 home runs.
I don't follow baseball that closely, but I know that fella is big time.
I tweeted that he was on pace since they play 162 games, and he hit 2. That he was on pace
for 300 something?
Yeah, 324. I don't think he's going to get there.
No, but he's some kind of player, though. Wow.
You can watch the Reds all spring, summer, and I guess fall right here on Fox Sports Indiana. Telfair has it. Ogauskas.
He's a pick and pop guy. He's an excellent 17, 8. Actually, he can shoot the 3 on occasion, but in that 18-foot and in area, he's an outstanding shooter.
Price's pass was intended for the cutting Murphy. And it's 93-91 Indiana, 8:14 to play. It's been over 5.5 years since the Pacers have won here in double overtime on November 3rd, 2004. And now they trail by a point.
Sebastian Telfair.
First points of the second half for Telfair. He had 12 in the first half. 94-93 Cleveland. Price to get him back.
Everybody clap your hands.
Telfair down the lane, lays it in. Boy, he has been tough on
A.J. Price.
New York City native.
Yeah, he has been. A.J. actually did a decent job the 2 possessions prior to the last 2. As with any good offensive player, if you give them any kind of daylight, they can burn you.
7-0 Cleveland run.
Earl Watson at the scorer's table to check in for A.J. Price. Pacers need a stop here.
Williams for 3. And the biggest lead of the night by either team is 6. It's a 10-0 run by the Cavaliers. 99-93 Cleveland. It's Sebastian Telfair with 17 points, matching a season high yet back in LA with the Clippers. LeBron is happy, the Cavs by 6.
Whoa, 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 whoa. That was close.
Play it safe tips from basketball great Michael Redd and Safe Auto.
Yeah, it's working. Stop! Stop, stop, stop!
Thank you.
Michael, you're an NBA All-Star, Olympic gold medalist, and now the perfect safety advocate.
Bro, you gotta be careful. Don't lean back in your seat.
I'm Michael Redd, reminding you to play it safe. Call 1-800-SAFE-AUTO or visit safeauto.com.
Hi, is Denise working?
Yeah, she's in the back. Can I take your order?
I'm just a little bit more comfortable ordering with Denise.
Bye.
Hey, hi. You remember me? I came by yesterday and gave me that 5-layer burrito. That new one for
89 cents.
Is that cool? Is that still cool?
It's an inside deal for everyone. Layers of seasoned beef, cheddar cheese, and a hidden layer of nacho cheese sauce. It's Taco Bell's new beefy 5-layer burrito for just 89 cents. Why pay more?
Pacers basketball is on Fox Sports Indiana. The Pacers return home for another chance to weave more of their late season magic and add to the winning momentum that's taking their opponents by storm. This time, they'll put it to work against the New Jersey Nets, a team having a nightmare season and looking for their own late season success. Pacers Nets tomorrow night with Pacers live before and after the game on Fox Sports Indiana. For more, go to foxsportsindiana.com.
There are some Pacers fans here at Quicken Loans Arena in Cleveland, Ohio, the home of the Cleveland Cavaliers. Young lady wearing a Tyler Hansbrough jersey. 99-93 Cleveland, 10 straight points by the Cavaliers, and they're getting energy from Sebastian Telfair.
Yeah, he's been terrific. A.J. Price trying to deal with him, goes underneath the screen, and he makes some pay. Everybody clap your hands. And he's able to hesitate, get it out. He's had 5 of the 10 in this 10-0 run by Cleveland. There you see a very efficient night for Telfair. 7 of 11 shooting. He had 12 of those points, as you mentioned a moment ago, Chris, in the first half.
Just his second game of the last 3 months, was traded by the LA Clippers where he had suffered a groin injury back in January. Granger threw it in, but the foul on the floor. Basket won't count.
Yeah, he was not in the motion of shooting. He wanted it badly, but the right call was made.
Indiana has 4 of its 5 starters on the floor. Dunleavy's in, replacing Murphy. His three-point shot hit it and count it!
Right there in front of LeBron James. And the Pacers answer after a 10-zip run by Cleveland. We're right back into that 5-point window we've been playing this game in most of the night. And a clear foul on Varejao. Seems like he got him on the shooting arm there.
Dunleavy, 3 second-half three-pointers, and he now has 10 points. 3 straight double-figure games for Dunleavy. He had gone back-to-back double-figure games against Houston and New York, Clark, for the first time in 29 games.
It's been a while, but with Mike, what you're hoping for is him to finish strong. 3 games left after tonight, and be in a position to have a really good summer of strengthening and playing and getting himself ready for training camp. And if he doesn't have any missteps or slip-ups with the conditioning and rehab work during the summer, then we should be primed and ready for getting back to the level we saw him play at 2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago. 19 points a game, 48% from the field, 165 three-pointers. He can be a solid 6th man for this team. Goes inside, Hibbert, left it short on the rim.
Well, you got to finish that one. Great play made by Dunleavy. Roy just unable to convert.
Yeah, you can tell that Mike the last 3 weeks has really been recharged.
And he had a major operation now, Chris. As Ilgauskas not able to finish, we're going to stay here because Varejao worked in between 2 Pacers and drew a foul. But that was a major knee injury for Mike. People don't realize the significance of that injury and the difficulty of coming back. Not just to get back on the court, but to get back and be playing. Now you go to the next phase, which is continuing to strengthen and get back your basketball legs when you don't have to worry about 4 games and 5 nights.
Well, he had said there was no guarantee. When he went under the anesthetic, the anesthesia, he was not sure if he would ever play again.
That's right. That's right. And to see him out here, and it seems like he's continuing to make progress. I think if he has a trouble-free summer and fall, he's going to be back at a really high level of play next season.
That's the second one at the rim. Granger has it blocked. To Cleveland. And now there will be a conversation with Matt Bolden, and Mark Davis is going to change the call.
Well, Danny Granger didn't realize that Ilgauskas was behind him. And there's the effort by Ilgauskas, the 7'2" big fella going after it. Extending that body.
That was clearly off Ilgauskas.
Oh, yeah, he was way out of bounds when he touched it. To give the big fella credit, he extended. He laid out for it. And it took him a little while to lay out for it, but that's a function of being 7'3" and certainly not for lack of effort.
Rush for 3. And the rebound stays with Indiana.
Yeah, a couple of Cavs right there, Anthony Parker and Zydrunas Ilgauskas. So the Pacers getting multiple opportunities here, Chris. They need to convert one. Plenty of time. New shot clock here.
I'm sure the Cleveland fans disappointed. No LeBron, no Mo Williams, no Jamison. But a very entertaining game. Open 3 missed by Rush. Rebounded by Telfair.
Well, there's not much you can do about that. A great look, an excellent play by Danny Granger to penetrate and draw defenders. Rush had it right on line, just didn't convert. Now you got to come up with a stop and a defensive rebound.
It was a 6-point lead. Dunleavy hits a 3. And the free throw, and Telfair comes right back. A 20-point night for Sebastian Telfair. His first game in front of the crowd here in Cleveland. To Rush, open again. This time he hits it.
I like the fact he stepped right into it. No hesitation. Every good shot you get, you have to shoot it.
13 points for Rush. Indiana's hit 12 of 28 behind the arc. 2-point Cavaliers lead. Very shot. Too strong. Dunleavy the rebound. Really good defense here by Granger, giving up a lot of size.
Gotta keep moving if you're the Pacers. Don't want to stand around.
Shot blocked off the chest of Rush. It's Cleveland's ball.
That's a pass that time. If Brandon Rush is alert and sharp, he's got Dunleavy in the corner off that penetration.
Whenever the Pacers play, get ready for the game with the Community Health Network Pacers Live pregame show with Stacey Pates. 30 minutes before every Pacers game here on Fox Sports Indiana. 3 of them left, including tomorrow night, 6:30. Here on Fox Sports Indiana, the Pacers and the Nets will be on the air. Tip-off at just after 7. And then Monday night, Fan Appreciation Night, the Pacers and the Orlando Magic. And then we'll be together for the final time next Wednesday. Clark will be along in the nation's capital, the Verizon Center, the Pacers and the Washington Wizards. That will be an 8 o'clock tip Wednesday night. So Pacers Live pregame on the final night of the year at 7:30, presented by Community Health Network. Big night for Sebastian.
This year, you and
I don't think so. All the games.
That's a little late for me.
Yeah, Wednesday night. if it's in the East or I believe in the Central Time Zone, they'll all start at 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
And then the West Coast games will start at 10:30 because of they want all the games to end at roughly the same time because of all the playoff implications.
Right. Gotcha. Well, we'll make it through for that one. I guess if the league mandates it, we go at 8.
It means a longer nap in the afternoon, right?
Yeah, that's one way to look at it.
Granger inside, tough shot, foul on Verejao.
Boy, and Anthony Parker took a shot to the face. As Verejao went sprawling, but good aggressive take here by Danny Granger. He's done a nice job driving that ball to his left hand over the last few ball games, Chris. Looks like Parker's okay, and Granger.
Danny Granger.
Bring the Pacers to within 1.
9 of 9 at the free throw line for Danny Granger. Tomorrow night, the Pacers back in action at home. Just 2 home games remaining at Conseco Fieldhouse. The New Jersey Nets visit. Game time 7 o'clock. Tickets available at Pacers.com.
Now let's see, Roy Hibbert is sitting down. Murphy's on the floor. Boy, you got to really box out. Hickson is active. Verejao is always pursuing the ball on shot attempts.
Parker leans in against Rush.
Look at Verejao. See, he just raked his way to the basket. And there's Hickson. That's the concern you have when you're matched up like this. It's been a problem all night, Chris, the inability of the Pacers to secure defensive rebounds.
His 4th personal.
That's the 4th on Troy Murphy. That's one of the things, and again, they have not played in a long time, but Tyler Hansbrough, 29 games this year. Jeff Foster, 16 games. We've spoken about the Cavaliers' depth and the ability to throw big guys out there. That's one thing the Pacers have lacked here late in the year.
Great point, Chris. Excellent point. And you miss that toughness and that size and that rebounding ability, particularly when you're going against a team like Cleveland. That's something you hopefully will see in the lineup for the Pacers next season.
Verejao misses the first. And it's a 2-point lead. Another double-figure night for Hibbert, 12 points. A host of Pacers in double figures. Watson's one of those. He's got the ball. He's got 14. Shot clock down to 8. Granger misses, but Murphy taps it out. Granger was trying to draw the foul on Moon.
Got a wide open lane. Don't give up driving the ball. Nicely done. That's nicely done. I mean, there's not much you can do there. I mean, you get pseudo penetration and you get a three-point shot wide open for a three-point shooter. That's who this Pacers lineup is. I mean, that's the kind of shot they're looking to get in that situation.
Mike Brown and the Cavaliers take the timeout. 2:21 to play in Cleveland. The Cavaliers lead the Pacers by 2.
We have lots of medications in the cabinet, so generic, anytime I can get it, is very important.
Save on generic prescriptions at Kroger. Pay just $4 for a 30-day supply or $10 for a 90-day supply.
That is a major help for everybody.
I switched over from a drugstore to come here because you didn't have to pay a yearly fee to get that generic price.
When I get my groceries, I pick up our prescriptions, and it makes it a one-stop shop.
Get more value for the way you live at Kroger.
Ball in my hand, all I gotta do is just raise up and shoot. That's my focus. All I gotta do is shoot the shot the same way.
We just want to maintain focus. You have to execute
every night.
48 minutes.
All I gotta do is focus. Everything you do feels like the right thing, feels like the right move. That's my focus.
You gotta stay focused.
Passion, pride. It's Fan Appreciation Night when the Pacers look to perform their own tricks on the Orlando Magic and the dynamic duo of Dwight Howard and Vince Carter. Catch the Pacers and Magic Monday at 7 o'clock. For tickets, visit Pacers.com.
Pacers fans, the Home Court Gift Shop has all your Pacers gear. Hats, t-shirts, jerseys, and more. For the latest selection of Pacers products, shop the Home Court Gift Shop at Conseco Fieldhouse or Circle Center Mall. Or visit PacersGear.com.
Cleveland will have the basketball out of the timeout. Just over 2 minutes to play, and the Cavaliers lead it 104-102. With Clark Kellogg, I'm Chris Canary with a report from the Pacers bench. Here's Stacey Pates.
Well, Chris, once again, he reminded his team that everyone is a rebounder. He also said, listen, both teams are in the bonus. Get stops. He said, listen, guys, you've been getting great looks. Now square up, knock them down. Let's win this ball game.
Indiana's had a couple of good looks from three-point range. 12 of 30 tonight, 40%. And as you would think, when a game gets down to crunch time, the shooting percentages dip. The Pacers have been beyond 50% most of the night. Just 6 of 18 here in the fourth. Cleveland 6 of 14.
Yeah, again, with the Pacers not being a real post-up team, especially without Hibbert on the floor, you've got to be able to get good perimeter shots and then knock them down. They've gotten them. They just haven't made enough here in the fourth quarter.
Telfair in the lane. Shot clock at 4.
And they've got the defensive rebound if he misses. Nice job.
2 minutes to play in the fourth quarter.
Chance to tie or take the lead. Rush to give Indiana the lead. He does. Brandon Rush. 16 with 2 threes here in the fourth quarter. Our 29th lead change of the night. Parker to make it an even 30.
Last one who has it wins.
You like these close games, don't you?
Yeah, I don't mind them. It's been a heck of a week.
Watson inside. Granger. He hits the 3. Another 30-point game for Danny Granger. 7 of his last 10. And the Pacers lead it 108-106. Hickson spins, blocked. And a foul on the tip by Verejao.
Boy, he's everywhere on that glass. He is so difficult to box out because he keeps himself active, Chris. He doesn't stand around and watch. He's always maneuvering and positioning to be ready to attack a missed shot. And he's got size, he's got good hands and length. More than anything, he's just got an attitude that I'm going after that orange.
66% free throw shooter. Just made 1 of 2. And he'll try to tie it with 1:10 to play.
J.J. Hickson nursing a wrist or a finger. Something on one of his appendages there, although he looks like he's okay now. It looks like he might have, oh, just a towel. Thought he may have had an ice pack or a heat pack there.
Watson to a cutting Granger, scores! 32 for Danny Granger.
Well, that's a good get by Danny. And the Pacers keeping that lane wide open, Chris, so they can make those kind of cuts.
Earl Watson has 11 of Indiana's 34 assists. Moon, free throw line. Rebounded by Dunleavy. The Pacers trying to snap a 10-game losing streak here at Quicken Loans Arena. Salvage a game in the series.
Yep, look how wide open that lane is because of the three-point shooting ability. That's exactly what happens when you've got a lot of three-point shooters out there that the defenders have to be worried about. They're afraid to help, and that creates the driving lane that Earl Watson's able to take advantage of there.
Well, the Pacers, after trailing 103-100, have now outscored Cleveland 12-5. 24 and 7/10 to play. The Pacers lead the Cavs by 4.
Fox Sports Indiana brings America's pastime home to you. The Reds homestand continues when Joey Votto and the Reds clash with Derek Lee and the Chicago Cubs in an early season matchup of Central Division rivals.
This is Redstown, USA. Let's take this town.
It's the Reds and the Cubs, Sunday at 1 on Fox Sports Indiana.
Maybe it was a questionable call that turned the tide, or a buzzer beater that should have counted, or a game that ended with no clear winner. But sport offers no second chances. Until now. Gatorade is searching Indiana for a high school basketball game that simply must be replayed. Here's your opportunity to lace them up one more time.
Earl Watson has a double-double tonight, 16 points and officially 10 assists. That's his first double-double of the year, his 7th time that he's had double-figure assists. He and the Pacers 24 and 7/10 seconds away from knocking off the Cleveland Cavaliers. Clark, this game really had turned on a 10-0 run by the Cavs early in the quarter to lead 99-93, but the Pacers have not gone away.
The 4-point play on the heels of that 10-0 run by Dunleavy, knocking down a three, getting fouled, and converting the free throw, gave the Pacers a little life and maybe a chance to win this one.
Oh, good defense there by the Pacers, but knocked out of bounds by Earl Watson.
He anticipated it beautifully. He knew exactly what the Cavs were trying to do on that pick and roll and almost came up with the steal. I want to try not to allow the Cavs to get a quick basket here. I want to make them work a little bit.
Missed three, but Granger couldn't get the rebound. Parker inside the Moon.
Boy, inability to rebound the basketball there. Game is probably over if you rebound that ball there, Chris.
Williams, his 4th personal penalty situation.
It's been all Cleveland tonight, 47-35. The Pacers had out-rebounded their last 2 opponents, both Houston and New York, after being out-rebounded in 9 straight and 24 of 26.
Well, it's a difficult area for the Pacers because they just don't have the depth and the size on the glass to play their most effective style, which is utilizing the three-point shot, spacing the floor, and having shooters out there all the time.
Yeah, if you look at this lineup right now, you have Murphy, a double-figure rebounder, but Granger and Dunleavy not really known as rebounders, and they're playing inside with Murph.
Exactly.
That's where Brandon Rush has to become a better rebounder out there on the wing. Granger can make it a 4-point lead here. He does. A perfect night at the free throw line for Danny Granger.
20 seconds.
12 of 12 from the line, 34 points for Granger, and the Pacers lead the Cavaliers by 4. 114-110. Jim O'Brien and the Pacers trying to win their 9th of 11. Really have an opportunity to close the season in great fashion. They have closed the season the last couple of years very well, but a little different story this year because late in the year they had some wins against some very good teams.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, knocked off Utah, beat Oklahoma City. Houston, a solid ball club as well. And now here against Cleveland, if they can close this one out, be a nice road win.
It would only be the 9th of the year. Clark, that's where this team, this franchise, has to get better away from home.
Yep. Yep, that's another step.
You're not going to make the playoffs winning 9, 10, 11 games on the road.
You've got to be much better than that on the road. And you need your players, all the players you're counting on, to be healthy and productive.
Jawad Williams inbounds the ball. Barry Xiao to Parker.
Don't foul.
Got it. Anthony Parker got the roll. And with 3 4/10 seconds to play, it's a 1-point Pacers lead.
That was a pretty well executed play, and it was fairly well defended. I mean, it took them 8 seconds to get this shot. They're going over the top. Good recovery without fouling. And then that's just a heck of a shot by Anthony Parker.
I think Butler needed that type of roll the other night.
Yeah, they could have used it.
Ranger at the line for 2.
Now, if Danny makes both of these, then I think you foul here. You're under 5 seconds. If you're up 3, maybe let that ball get inbounded and then foul right away in the backcourt.
Cleveland does have a 20-second timeout.
And they'll use it. They'll be able to get it into the... So we'll see what Jim O'Brien elects to do here.
3 4/10 seconds to play. The Cavaliers have won 13 of 14 in the series, and Indiana's only win, Clark, was that crazy game a year ago when Cleveland tied it at the free throw line with LeBron James on an alley-oop, and then the Pacers won it on the same play to Danny Granger.
Right. I remember that, yeah.
That's Indiana's only win in the last 3 or 4 years.
Well, they're in position to get another one here tonight. I think you've got to... I think you foul here.
Well, we had this conversation last night. Our TV crew, you were visiting your father here in Cleveland. We went out to dinner with Jim O'Brien, and we talked about this type of situation with a 3-point.
What's his posture? I mean,
how do you play it?
Does he have a hard, fast rule on it?
He has a rule. Now, this is at 3 4/10 seconds. You got to be very careful.
Yeah.
He said below 5 seconds he would foul.
Okay, well, let's see if he holds true to that.
Ilgauskas. Parker to force overtime at short, and the Pacers have snapped a 10-game losing streak here in Cleveland. 3 straight wins for Indiana, 9 of 11. Heading home to play New Jersey tomorrow. Another look, Clark, at this last-second try by Cleveland.
Well, he had a chance to grab Ilgauskas right there. Obviously, Z was not looking to shoot it. It worked out fine, but I'm still of the mindset you foul.
So Indiana gets a win to salvage a game in this 4-game season series as they beat the Cavaliers 116 to 113. The Pacers return to action here on Fox Sports Indiana tomorrow night as they host the New Jersey Nets. Coverage on Fox Sports Indiana begins at 6:30. For our producer, Matt Scott, our director, Jamie Burns, our graphics coordinator, Marika Bajos, Dean McDowell produces Pacers Live pregame, and for Stacey Pates and Clark Kellogg, I'm Chris Denary. Please stick around. A complete recap of tonight's action is coming up next on Pacers Live postgame, and it all starts right now.